What is going on, guys? We're back on the video today, and we are going to do exactly what the title says. We're going to take a look at what the draft class looks like 10 years down the line. Now, I can't guarantee each team is going to start their rookies, straight out, but obviously if there's situations where it's quite obvious, like here, where the Packers are probably looking to start Darnell Savage at free safety and probably move Tremont back, we're going to adjust that accordingly. I'm sorry if I forget every single rookie, so if there's a third-round guy that you think has a lot of potential, I'm sorry. You want Amani, you're like, man, Amani should have started. It's like, man, it's not my fault, okay? But we're going to try to at least get all the first-rounders starting, and then, we'll see how they go. Obviously, that's the biggest question. Who's the bust? Who's the best? Words that rhyme. All right, so I spent a good, 15, 20 minutes lowering the ratings of competitors for rookies that will most likely start. Obviously, there's not much more I could really do than to just point them to the right direction. Like, hey, pal, do you want to start this rookie with a lot of upside, or do you want to start this 35-year-old with 55 overall? So, of course, year one at least, we will show you the awards. Maybe we'll quickly glance over every time and see if, any of the guys from real life, the rookies, have won any awards at all. Maybe Nick Bosa is killing it. He's a defensive lineman of the year. We'll definitely take a look at who wins the Super Bowl every year as well, just to have an idea. Get the juices flowing, know who's going to make it. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Josh Jacobs on a 2-14 Raiders team. Marquise Brown, not bad. N'Keal Harry, Noah Fant. Is that not a fullback? I'm pretty sure that's a fullback. I'm pretty sure we did like an experiment recently, and he's a fullback. Yikes. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Devin Bush. I kind of expect that. Maybe, if not him, Josh Allen on that side of the ball. It's a couple of decent pass rushers on the rookie class there. Kyler Murray, of course, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dwayne Haskins, not too far behind with a 9-7 record as well. Deebo Samuel, nice. DK Metcalf, David Montgomery. No crazy names. Kind of expected the quarterbacks to be on the list there. Sean Murphy, Bunting, and Devin White. 7-9, not bad for the Buccaneers. Looking pretty damn good, actually. Looking at all these rookie stats. Nick Bosa, a lot lower than I would have expected. Savage at 10. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it and see how well they did. Actually, I can't search by age, which really sucks. But let's take a look if we can find them. So yardage-wise, it appears Dwayne was the best. 3,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, 14 picks. That seems like a very realistic season for him as a rookie. Kyler Murray, this would be a really good season for a team that's kind of lacking in offensive line talent. I know they're a lot better now that they're not injured, but the Cardinals are still a bit away from being a contender, in my opinion. 3,700 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. I think that might have been the only two rookies that started. Oh, no, okay, never mind. I was about to say Daniel Jones should not have started, maybe in a few years, but not at the current moment. Any other rookies? So Josh Jacobs, not a great season. That would be a very disappointing one for sure. Jalen, not super interesting as a backup anyways. David Montgomery, nothing really crazy. Receiving, I really want to see Marquise. So Devontae Adams finishes with a decent season. Nelson Aguilar with a really good one. Marquise Brown, no touchdowns, but yardage, pretty damn good. 1,100 yards. Any other rookie names that could have made the list? Not in the thousands. Odell, that'd be a really disappointing season for him. Deebo, 900 yards. That's not terrible. We're not going to go through this. Trust me, I do not have the EA access hours to go through all of this. I would assume some of the rookies would have started, like, where we got? Anybody? Jonah apparently started somehow. Broke out of his injury. Caleb McGarry with 11 sacks allowed. Once again, there could have been some sacks guys that were just amazing. We're not going to go too far into sacks because, once again, if they're not high, it might be hard to find the rookies. I mean, we had a rebuild recently where Nick Bosa was terrible. I guess not. Pick totals, any rookies up there? In the 4, oh, Hargraves, that'd be nice for our Buccaneers League. Please subscribe to check that out. Any rookies at all? No? Nobody want? Okay, so Devin Bush was decent. Let's take a look at tackles now. Yeah, Devin Bush was decent, apparently. I would assume Devin White would be up there, too, because he almost won Rookie of the Year as well. Apparently not. I don't know what's going on. Best kicker is Matt Gay. Sorry if your name's Matt and you're not gay. Brett Mayer, not bad. Okay, I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's go on. See who wins the Super Bowl. And then this will go a little bit quicker because we're not going to, we're not going to go through the season stats every time. I manually will. And if there is some crazy name, we'll do it. But, yeah, not going to do it. We're going to see what kind of rookies get drafted as well. That might actually affect how this thing plays out. And with Daniel Jones getting the worst top 10 rookie rating of all time in Madden, he could easily get replaced. There's no doubt about it. Only thing really to mention here is that Dwayne Haskins was the 3rd best quarterback and the 10th rated player on the Offensive Player of the Year's list. Ironically enough, I actually forgot who won the first one. I think the Falcons may have been in it. Obviously, we have the list anyways. The Rams win the Super Bowl this time against the Browns. 3 straight years of no playoffs for the Packers here. So we do have Defensive Player of the Year in Devin Bush. He seems to be well on his way to being an all-star. I mean, obviously Defensive Player of the Year is a very, very big award to win. Obviously, it's a little early to mark anyone down, but Devin Bush so far in Sim has done very well anytime I've encountered it. Are the Rams going to win another Super Bowl here? The answer is no. The other LA team wins. Finally, a playoff team in the Packers. The question is Rodgers still the quarterback? Rodgers is, but he's only a 76 overall. How bad is regression this year? What in the world? I mean, he still seems like a decent quarterback. I'm not really sure where those ratings come from, but yeah, let's just take a quick look. I mean, we're already here. Why not? Rashawn Gary, not bad, actually. 83 overall. Jay Sternberger looking okay, so enough of that. No worries about that. Nothing too noteworthy about that. No, the stats. The Lions, however, win a Super Bowl. That's a pretty big milestone. Lions seem to be doing very well in Sim so far. We don't make the playoffs. I want to take a look at which team that was that relocated. Who are you? And what have you done? It was a B team, right? The Barons. So it appears that the Buccaneers have relocated. And there's some names here from the real-life class 2019 that look pretty damn good. Let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl and then take a look at some of these ratings. So you have the Jags and the Saints. I mean, Drew Brees surely is long gone by now. The Saints do win, so let's take a look. So let's take a look at the NFL. Who's some of the best players in the league? Quarterback-wise, any of the rookies at all? Any of you? Dwayne Haskins, who's been playing pretty damn well. Only an 84 overall. His throwing stats are pretty decent. Of course, looking at the two, a user standpoint, you would want Kyler Murray. Both guys, though, did get that extension, so that's what you're looking for. 78 overall, that's a pretty big jump from his 67 start. Running backs, Josh Jacobs, the premier guy, 86 overall. I would assume, if the ages have increased here, the majority of the guys will still be there. I think so, right? In the receivers, we have Marquise Brown, looking very good, 91 overall, 27 years old. Obviously, we just want them to stay in the league so we can take a look at their stats by the end of it. Whiteside, 85 overall, 89 speed, 91 excel. That agility's rough, but he's a very good catcher. Looking pretty damn good for a slot receiver, 84 overall. Deebo Samuel, once upon a time, close to an Offensive Rookie of the Year award. I can't remember if he won it or not. Mecole Hardman is now a Patriot. That would be deadly. Not in a good way. Obviously, we see a little bit of real-life rookies as well. A.J. Brown, 79 overall. Not great, but decent. Hunter Renfro, a little slow. Little Ren slow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Tight end, are any of the guys? So Hawkinson's a 90 overall, looking pretty sharp. What about Fant? Irv Smith, 83 overall. Looking okay. Fant really not developed the way we would have thought, especially with how fast he is. He's a matchup nightmare. A little disappointing. Josh Allen with an 88 overall rating. Looking pretty good, actually. Clellan, pretty similar. Jeffrey Simmons, a question mark with an okay turnout. Not insanely good. You're seeing a lot of these guys that are under 4 years in the league that are actually better than the real-life 2019 class. Nick Bosa, he's a 5-year player, obviously. 88 overall. You'd expect a little bit more out of some of these guys for sure. Rashawn Gary, I think that would be a pretty damn decent overall for an interior guy. Devin Bush might be the best one we're going to see. Ed Oliver, there's a good one. Keenan Williams, not bad. I mean, there's some guys for you. Don't worry about it. Tristan, the DT, is definitely coming out strong here. Dexter Lawrence, Jerry Tillery, looking good here. The DT's looking strong. A strong DT class. Left outside linebacker, Brian Burns. A lot of people have him poised to actually pull off this kind of a season. We'll see. Middle linebacker, I'm expecting, Devin Bush. So far the most impressive rookie with an insane speed line as well. 93 speed, 95 excel, 89 agility. He's actually looking quite good. 90 zone coverage as well. Let's take a look at Devin White. 90 overall. You know, pretty good as well, but obviously not nearly as fast. Please, don't do that to me in our Buccaneers franchise. Devin White's the guy. You know, he's the guy. Please, don't ruin me. Montez Sweat, very fast, obviously. He's got to have good finesse, right? Yeah, great finesse, actually. Pretty damn good player. Cornerback, Sean Murphy Bunting seems to be the best of the best. I will definitely gladly take that if we can get that. Byron Murphy, not bad either. Still not super fast. Pretty, you know, balanced man to zone. Greedy Williams, good man corner. The cornerback class looking okay as well. Stephon Gilmore, 12th year, still in the league. What a beast. Nasir Adderley, 87 overall. I'd be freaking pissed. Darnell Savage, not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. Juan Thornhill, Chauncey. And then kickers and punters aren't real players. We see Drew Lock finally getting going. Yeah, you know, what is this, year 6, and he's finally looking like he's earned the starting job. It's been a long time, but I mean, hey, he's still on the same team, and he's finally getting his chance. Any new names here? Will Greer for the Falcons. All right, that's a long term. Devin White, consistency is key, my man. Looking good. The Chiefs and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, of course. Patrick Mahomes still probably the quarterback, probably making bank as well. You do see the Seahawks win the Super Bowl, though, so even though Mahomes is the beast, he's not good enough to beat the NFC West. Damn it. And the Vikings win their very first Super Bowl. The Browns, 2 Super Bowls in like 7 years. Can't win either of them, unfortunately. Maybe 3? I can't remember, to be honest. But yikes. Lots of potential. No wins. Do you see Roquan as a consistent contender for top player of the year? Khalil Mack in year 7, year 8 now. Still viable at an 86 overall, so some players' regression's decent, but the quarterbacks, from what I've seen, been a little rough. Can't lie. Lions versus the Raiders. Can the Lions win another Super Bowl? They do. So the Lions are creeping up that list a little bit, making the NFC North look proud. Here we are moving on to Season 9. Derrick Henry retires after 11 years in the league, so I think we'll be fine with 10 years. Hopefully, because Derrick Henry wasn't the youngest guy in the world starting. Here we are with the Falcons and the Colts. Falcons are back in it. Can't remember if they won theirs, but they do win here. And we are moving on to the final season. There's some XP from Matt LaFleur, but really the only thing we could upgrade is the retention, so I'm not really too worried about that. Packers drafted some decently young rookies. Browns versus Panthers. Can the Browns actually win one? This is, I believe, their 3rd chance, and they do, finally. Of course, hopefully no one retired at this point. Justin Tucker in Baltimore, he was cut. Okay, I really don't... Cool. Let's take a look at how the draft class turned out. Hopefully this goes the exact way that I predict it to. We can go through the NFL, which is nice. So, obviously, we're taking a quick look at all these guys as well, you know, by accident. Is it going to go by just in general? So, Josh Allen, no, not really worried about Josh Allen. So, Kyler Murray, still a Cardinal. In 10 seasons, has 3,700 yards, about 300 touchdowns, and 100 interceptions. That's not bad. Daniel Jones, actually kind of shocking here, because he didn't start year 1, not even started year 2. 99 picks, which is 234 touchdowns, 36,000 yards. Dwayne Haskins, a little bit disappointing with 35,000 yards, 260 touchdowns, 101 picks. You know, he was a starter day 1. I made sure of it. Drew Lock, you know, a guy that didn't start right away either. Kind of, you know, it's okay, I suppose. We can see here Ezekiel Elliott, debatably the greatest running back of all time. Rushing, it appears a lot of the running backs did end up retiring on us, which sucks. But, you know, the running back class really wasn't that strong in real life, so I'm not too worried about it. N'Keal Harry, 55 touchdowns, 10,000 yards. Not bad. Marquise, a little shocking. I thought he would have done better. You know, under 10,000 yards, 80 touchdowns. I mean, I suppose that's pretty much 1,000 yards a season, which is, it's pretty good, but I would have expected more from him, to be honest. DK Metcalf, 8,600 yards, 55 touchdowns. Obviously, he would definitely have proven everyone wrong. Whiteside, moving teams a bit, but 7,100 yards, 43 touchdowns. Mecole Hardman, 7,000 yards, 41 touchdowns. A.J. Brown, Sternberger, not bad, I suppose. You know, guy that was probably playing backup for a few years. Irv Smith, you know, decent. Let's see, sacks allowed, any real-life names. So Jonah Williams allowed 100 sacks in his career. That's rough. That's like 10 sacks a season. Same with Jawan Taylor, about 10 sacks a season. Titus, 10 sacks a season. That's bad. I know they're playing tackle, but Jesus, that is not good. Cody Ford, not bad. 64 sacks. He was a starter. It's not terrible. Greg Little, that's not terrible either. Myles Garrett, of course, he's always been great in sim. Kenny Clark, let's see. Rashawn Gary, 74.5 sacks. That would be amazing as a guy that's looking to do it all. No picks. I thought maybe he would have a pick. He seems like a guy that would have one pick by the end of his career. You know, he would appear to be the best rookie sack-wise from the class. He actually became a superstar X Factor as well in his 10th year. I don't know when he would have gotten it. You know, same with Josh Allen, superstar X Factor. And Oliver, really good season or career. Nick Bosa, super disappointing, can't lie. 64 sacks for the second pick overall. That is pretty damn rough, can't lie at all. Brian Burns, disappointing as well, because not only should I think he should do better in 10 years, but he really, you know, he had a really good season, I thought, and just, I don't know, kind of fell apart. Tristan, not bad. Keenan, not bad, or Quinnen. Jakai, you know, not terrible, I guess. He's still in the league. That's kind of the most important part. We'll take a look at tackles in a second. Devin Bush, pick total's a little rough. Clellan, obviously, that's pretty much bust status. I know the sack totals are pretty rough in Madden in general, but just basing it off of everything. Devin White seems to be pretty damn good. So tackle-wise, Roquan, Miles Jack, those kind of guys with 11 years, super young in the league. Devin Bush and Devin White, you know, pretty damn close, side by side. Going to be viewed as one of the better draft classes of all time, I'd have to say. Devin Bush, it's hard to tell who's better. I think forcing those fumbles is definitely big. No touchdowns in either of their career, you know, 160 games played each. Devin White is the superstar X Factor, while Devin Bush is not. Sean Murphy Bunting, almost 1,000 tackles, 25 picks. How many passes defensed? He's allowed 472 catches. You compare that with Jalen Ramsey and Denzel Ward, who are a little bit older. I mean, that's on par, you know, maybe a little bit more, but that's a pretty good career, I'd like to think. Roquan looks like a god, but obviously we're not talking about that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the results of the 10-year sim. Looking at who was the best out of everyone, I'm going to have to go with, like, Devin Bush, probably. Devin Bush and Devin White were the best two. Sean Murphy Bunting, a little shocking, you know, pretty damn good. What, 26 picks, had a lot of tackles, you know, on par with the rest of the guys, you know, some of the best elite players for passes or catches allowed and deflections and all that. So I would say the most shocking would probably be Rashawn Gary, you know, playing a defensive end role on a team that doesn't really necessarily need him to start. And same with Sean Murphy Bunting. I'm kind of surprised he was that good as well. And then, you know, just the best was Devin Bush. The most disappointing would probably go to Nick Bosa. I mean, he's just not been great in sim for me. Hopefully he can do better in real life, but he has been really bad in sim. So Nick Bosa, the most disappointing. Let me know who you think in 10 years is going to be the best of the class. You know, whether that's Williams, Quinnen Williams, or Kinnan Williams with 100 sacks in 10 years. That's really good for a DT. Or, you know, I don't know, you think one of the linemen is just so damn good. He's Joe Thomas, like, beast level. Let me know in the comment section below. If you have an idea like this, leave that in the comment section below as well. I mean, I'm willing to do a lot of different ideas. I want to pump out the content you guys want to see. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, maybe subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Like the video if you liked it. But like I said, the most important thing is to comment. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. But anyways, hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video,